Your personal profit and loss statement, written and read by Brother Jerry Valenti. If you've ever had a business, you're most likely familiar with the concept of a profit and loss statement. This is basically a report that compares your income to your expenses and indicates how much of a profit or loss your business is experiencing. This type of report is important because you can otherwise be fooled into thinking your business is doing well just because you have a lot of money coming in. For example, I read last week that a movie that was recently released is projected to earn about $500 million. Wow, it sounds like a smash success. However, since it cost $600 million to make the movie, there will actually be a $100 million loss on the project, making it a huge flop instead. So you see, it's not just about what's coming in, you also need to consider what it's costing you to earn that amount. It's advisable to do a similar type of analysis in your personal life. Making decisions based solely on which option gives you the largest salary will not always yield the best results or profit. For example, would you choose a job that pays an extra $10,000 in an area where the cost of living is $15,000 higher? Would you choose to work in a large city if the commuting costs and exorbitant city wage tax makes your take-home pay lower than working in a small town? Would you choose to have both husband and wife working if the cost of daycare exceeds the amount that one of you is earning? And of course, there are costs to be considered that don't have a dollar figure attached. Are you really coming out ahead, profiting, if you earn more money but have less peace and contentment, i.e. you hate your job, less personal safety and a high-risk job, less time for family and leisure activities, less time for church, prayer, reading scripture, etc.? For each of the above, you have to ask yourself, how much money do you have to make in order to feel like it's worth giving that up? Perhaps there is an amount that makes it worth it to you, makes you feel like you're profiting, but you should make sure you understand what the cost is rather than only looking at what you think you're gaining. And that's just for things in this earthly life. What if you consider the life to come? Jesus addresses this when speaking to his disciples. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Mark 8:36. Wow, that's quite a price tag. Never mind earning an extra $10,000 or even an extra $1 million. Jesus says that if you gain the whole world and lose your soul, you're not making a profit. It's not worth it. There is nothing you can gain in this world. No amount of money, love from any individual, fame, power, etc., for which you can say, well, I'll be spending eternity away from God, but I got this on earth, so it was worth it. So as you consider things in this life that you would like to possess, evaluate each and what you need to do to possess it on a spiritual level and see how it lines up on your personal profit and loss statement. It may seem like a large gain in this life, but if it comes at the cost of losing your heavenly home, there is no profit there. Stick to the things that add to your spiritual bottom line, things related to following Christ, and deny yourself of the worldly things that erode that bottom line. If you continue this process for the rest of your life, you will wind up with a huge profit margin. Your soul salvation will be on the plus side of your personal profit and loss statement, and that carries a greater value than the entire world. If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Matthew 16:24.